So,
I'll
here's
try
your
not to.
Okay. So a few minutes ago, I'm going to recap what happened. As you know, we're winging this whole trip. We don't even have a map, but there are decent signs, as long as we don't lose our minds. At about 6:15, we came into this refuge, and they told us not only could we not get a room, but that they could not serve us food because it was for the people. They only had enough for the people there, and I don't know if you got a clip if you saw for the people that had reservations at the refuge. Basically, it's like a hostel. They stack bunks all up on top of each other and real close together, and people stay there. So they have reservations. They only had enough food for them, so they said couldn't serve us food. So all we could get was beer and water, which I shouldn't even have bought the water because I just went into the restroom and filled up our bottles, which were completely empty at that point. So they were nice enough to say we could camp outside there free, which was nice because I could have snuck in and taken a shower and stuff. I don't know, they probably wouldn't have cared about that, but I think they had a little pity and said we could camp. But so we got a beer, got a water, and started walking away. And then we went towards this other. It was raining and windy. We're on the top of this mountain. The worst place to be. The place I didn't want to get caught in. I was hoping to get halfway down the other side, worst case, before the bad weather kicked in. But anyway, we have a little bit of a windbreak, although I feel wind coming through the tent right now. It is raining, but only lightly. So we started walking away, and there was this other part of the hostel, I guess, and this little Italian guy just started, and what somebody that was sitting beside him interpreted, saying, "You can't camp here. You can't camp." And I said, "We're not going to camp here." This guy just kept rattling in his Italian, and so we walked on, and what he was saying, I believe, was you can't camp right here outside the refuge. And so even though the other people said I could camp at the one 100 yards away, I don't know. But I wasn't planning on camping at either place. But Seth and I were pretty miserable, right, son?
Absolutely.
It was not. The weather was really changing quickly, and I know how it can change on the mountains. The clouds can come in. There's another helo coming in. They're delivering all over this mountainside. But so we found a place a little bit out of the way, but unfortunately not as secluded as I'd like to be. This is definitely not stealth camping, but it's not anywhere near the refuge. And pitched our tent in the rain. And Seth was so cold, his fingers were numb, and he had difficulty getting off his shoes, right?
Yeah. Terrible.
So,
obnoxious.
Seth, how are you feeling right now?
Much better.
So we got him out of his wet clothes somewhat and got him into it. We are prepared. I will say we're fairly prepared, unless a huge snowstorm comes in and it drops into the 20s. I think we're going to be fine. There's a little vent on top of this, actually on two sides, and I've got one popped open. So we're actually going to cook up our jet boil stove and make some hot chocolate. Seth's got some beef jerky. I mean, we can make oatmeal if we wanted to. I prefer not to make stuff we're going to have to do a major cleaning up on. So we're probably going to skip oatmeal unless Seth says he really wants it. But this is part of the adventure, right, son? So
essentially harsh times, so we'll have to do it. That's about being in the wilderness.
Hold it. No one can understand you because you're eating and talking. Try that again.
Okay. Unfortunately, you have to go through those times at times because that's about being in the wilderness, and the wilderness isn't going to bring you into your comfort zone.
That's right. Yeah, we are definitely. This is what we call.
It just ain't.
Voluntary discomfort. It makes us, like I was telling Seth coming up the mountainside when we were dying towards the end. I was dying. He was dying the first couple hours. I was dying the last hour and a half of it. We hiked for probably 5 hours today. Anyway,
Probably more than 5 hours.
This definitely makes you feel more alive, but at the same time, it's not. It would be nice to be in a nice, comfortable hotel or back in our house. So
And that's why I wish we could just end, do a good hike just tomorrow and then quit at the end of the day.
that would be nice, except for one thing.
But
We're 4 to 5 days away from our van.
yeah.
But-
oh yeah, we would have had to just hike 2 days,
Well, we've hiked. This is our 3rd day of hiking. So we will continue this tomorrow. I will show you the views. We do have amazing views. Once, hopefully, the weather's clear in the morning. I don't know if I'm going back outside to look at it again. It's we've got another hour of daylight, but the fog and clouds are moving in quick. To be continued.